monthly market report time. We're going to be going over the year-over-year numbers from 22 to 23. We're going to break it down as a county as a whole for Baldwin County, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, and some communities going from Dauphin Island over to Panama City. We'll also look at a month-over-month, November to December of 2023, and I'll give you some of my thoughts on the market overall. So here's how 2023 broke down compared to 2022. Sales volume down 13.5%. Total property sold down 17.4%. And here's for the whole county, prices were up 4.7%. So we're down a little over 17% in number of houses sold. Sales prices were up 4.7%. Days on market almost up 78%, 59 days versus 33 days. All right, that's a good overview, but Baldwin County is very diverse. And so different parts of the county have different kind of price points, and the intricacies of the market are a little bit different. I'm just going to give you the whole beach, from Dauphin Island, Alabama to Panama City, so you can see kind of how it's looked out. Dauphin Island was down 26% in total transactions. Sales prices were up almost 6%. Gulf Shores down almost 24%. Sales price up almost 7%. Orange Beach down close to 20%. Sales price up almost 7%. So we're still seeing values go up even though transaction count goes down. Perdido Key, this is interesting, almost 30% less transactions, but the average sales price rose up 32%. That doesn't make any sense, but one thing that you got to take in mind, especially in Perdido Key, they had all these like beach houses that they had started during COVID, and a lot of those were closing last year for big numbers, so it skews that number a lot. Pensacola Beach down almost 29%, only went up 0.29% in sales price. Destin down 27%, up 3.3% in average transaction. 30A down 31%, up 7.29%. But Panama City always gets a bad rap, but look at this, down 19% in total transactions, but up 10% the average sales price. I look at values, I mean, I think Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, they look really good. Panama City, 30A, looks really good. Look, it wasn't a bad year last year. We probably got more normal with the amount of transactions coming out of COVID. So November 22 to December 22, this kind of gives us that moving average of what's happening. And here again, I'd take this data with a little bit of grain of salt. October was the worst month in real estate in close to 30 years. And if you think back to October, it was a really scary time. Interest rates were starting to peak and the financial news was not good. I can tell you when that happens, it's not good for especially second homes here at the beach. But here's how that played out. Stuff in October that went under contract in October would close in November. Total transactions for Baldwin County month over month were up 3.5%. But here's this interesting, Orange Beach up 25%, Gulf Shores up 10%. What happened there? Well, look, pent up demand. Everybody got scared. We got a little freeze. Demand loosens up a little bit in November. Plus we have Thanksgiving, which we get a little burst of buyer activity usually right around Thanksgiving. We saw that again this year. The average sales price, Baldwin County up 2.25%. Look, it's a very normal market in a primary residence, whereas with investments in second homes, I feel like it can feel the fluctuation of the market a little bit more. So you were down 3.3% Orange Beach, 8.1% in Gulf Shores. I wouldn't read too much into that. And then this is something we've always done, week over week, what the market looks like. And if you want to reach out to me, we can get a little bit more in depth. So total active listings for Baldwin County for the week of January 17th, 4,173, giving us 41 days of inventory. I mean, 373 new listings versus 235 properties going under contract. Orange Beach, 650 new listings. So total listings 650. I felt like it was probably about 550 last year. New listings 44, properties going pending 17, 76 days of inventory if we stayed at those kind of normalcies. Gulf Shores, 849 listings, 69 new listings, 28 go pending, 40 days worth of inventory. Well, obviously we've got more than 40 days because we've built up inventory over time. Thoughts on 2024? It's January. Look in my crystal ball. I can look back next year. This time next year, was I right? Was I wrong? We're seeing a lot of properties starting to enter the market. You can see that just from that weekly snapshot kind of deal. I feel like there's a lot of pent-up demand from 2023. We had more leads come in 2023 than we did in 2022. 2022 was a much better year for us. I feel like those people in 2023, they're still out there, they're still interested, they're starting to ring our phones again. So I think there's a general sense that there's a light at the end of the tunnel as far as the federal fund rate goes. So there's this thought process, depending on who you listen to, 5 to 6 rate cuts, anywhere from 2 to 3 rate cuts. I fall more in the 2 to 3 rate cut kind of thing because, and here's why, we're in an election year. I still feel there's like a lot of liquidity in the market, meaning there's people that had money on the sidelines. Last year, it made a lot of sense to put your money on the sidelines, put it in a money market, get 5.5% interest, put it in a CD, right? So as interest rates go down, those people may start looking back into the real estate or equities markets. But if you start coming down too soon on the federal fund rate, boom, it's going to blow up. And if you're running for re-election this year, you don't want to start lowering rates too soon, because if you make a mistake, you'll be able to see it before November. I believe come July will be the very soonest that we would see a rate cut. We put a rate cut in place in July. It happens in August. The Fed does not meet in August. Their next meeting would be September. That would be your either your first or your second, depending on if they did one in July. So that rate cut would take place in October, and then they'd meet in October, and maybe you'd get one in November. Just enough time to say, hey, look, we're cutting rates, but not enough time to see if there'd be any negative impact from that. And if you wait longer into July, you really understand that the market starts to tamp down a little bit. Anyways, that's my thoughts. If you want to reach out to me, hit us on an instant messenger. Thank you. Catch you next week.